Hello and welcome to Estuary TV News with me, James Dunn. In tonight's show, singing a song for World War I, our guest talks about a brand new community choir. Full steam ahead for a plan to improve a model railway in Waltham. And there's an update on what to look forward to in the world of sport this weekend. But first, here's Richard Morris with the news headlines.
Hello, in the headlines today. Young people in Grimsby are being honoured once again for their work, and young children in the area are being encouraged to swap bottles for beakers. Young people in Grimsby have been honoured at an awards ceremony. The Prince's Trust worked in collaboration with Humberside Fire and Rescue to offer a 12-week programme designed to teach new skills and give new perspectives to struggling young people. 13 people found success through finishing the programme and are all now either in employment or starting courses at local colleges. Josh Farrow described the programme as life-changing, while the Chief of Humberside Fire and Rescue emphasised the importance of their involvement in the scheme.
It was life-changing. As I said in my presentation, it changed my perspective on the jobs and that. And like I said, I stick to my words. End up with the right training and the right qualifications, you can have any job you want, even start a new career altogether, even when you're like 30.
I, as the Chief, am committed to working closely with the Prince's Trust and other youth organisations to put programmes like this together, because it's absolutely a win-win for us. We're turning out better citizens, more safety-aware citizens, citizens that can be our advocates and tell people about the work we do and spread the safety message, and at the same time get something out of it for themselves, as we've seen here today.
Grimsby's ice rink is reopening. Following the closure of the facility in June, North East Lincolnshire Council agreed to invest £200,000 in a temporary ice pad. Technicians have been on site since the 18th of August installing the ice pad, and the work is ahead of schedule, meaning the ice pad can finally reopen to the public on Friday the 5th of September. It will be in place for 24 months while a more permanent solution is found. Councillor Mick Burnett hopes the ice pad will be suitable for the users of the Grimsby facility.
Absolutely right, it is temporary, but obviously it now gives us the opportunity. Now we're not using R22 loom. There's a completely different system to freeze the ice, and it gives the opportunity now to sort of test the market in terms of what's out there, in terms of want to build an ice rink for us. That's still our goal, to just build a brand new ice rink on this site, and I'll look forward to actually hoping that comes to fruition as quickly as we can. But at least the ice skaters and the ice hockey can actually go onto this rink.
Filmmakers in northern Lincolnshire have won 14 out of 18 awards in a national film competition. Yellow Belly Films had to make a film in just 30 days as part of the International Action Film Challenge based in Tampa, Florida. The movie, named Grimsby RV, was shot locally using local actors, and crew beat off American competition cleaning up on awards night. They won 14 of the 18 awards, including the big one, Best Film, and those involved said listening and watching the results via video link was almost surreal.
They started us up, and then we had to wait for, they got the feed live, and then we had to wait for 5 minutes, and we sat there and they announced the first one and we got nominated. So Tom got nominated for Best Actor and was like, yay! And then we were like looking at each other. And then the next one they announced was Best Supporting Actor, and Sean got that. So we all were like, oh yeah, we knew he'd win. And then the next one was the actress, so we didn't get that. But then after that, it was just Grimsby RV, Grimsby RV, Grimsby RV, Grimsby RV. And if you say it 14 times, it becomes a bit weird. Although we were loving it, we all agreed that after 5, it was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe what's going on here.
A cat made from a bin is currently touring children's centres in our area. The Cups and Beakers drive is to encourage children at a young age to start using them rather than bottles, due to the high rates of tooth decay in our region in younger children.
We've worked alongside the dental service because we're aware that there's a high level of cases of children under 5 that are having to go under general anaesthetic to have teeth removed, and a lot of that is due to dental erosion by using inappropriate use of a bottle, by putting juice in a bottle. So the event we've done today is to encourage parents to come along and to get information to enable them to make informed choices, and then we've made a cat from a bin, which is called Boris, and the children have been able to ditch the bottles and swap it for a beaker, which we encourage babies to use from 6 months.
That's all from me for now. We'll be back with more news soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Richard. Now, our guest today is Katie Louise Holden, who is forming a community choir to remember the tales of World War I. But there's a personal touch too. She's looking for people with stories about their own families to inspire their music. Thank you very much for coming in today, Katie. So tell me a little bit about the project that you're running.
Okay, so the project we are running is called Dark Clouds Are Smouldering into Red, and we are running it with East Lindsey District Council in partnership with Sinfonia Viva and Orchestras Live and RAF Coningsby. So the project itself is we are going to be bringing together people from all across the area who are interested in singing but also have a connection to World War I, and together we're going to be creating brand new material to then perform alongside 2 secondary schools, a youth choir, and also Sinfonia Viva, their orchestra as well. So we're really excited about this future project that we're working on.
And you've got quite a good composer, sort of a big name who's working on it.
Yes, so the composer we're working with is a gentleman called James Redwood, and he works with all of the top orchestras all across the UK, creating material for them. And just recently, in the past, he has worked with Gorillas, and he has orchestrated one of their pieces, which is pretty cool.
And what sort of thing is it going to be? Is it going to be sort of World War I music that's then going to be written?
The entire performance is going to be kind of created from the participants themselves. So throughout, we're actually going to be telling the story of John and Marie, who was a couple who were separated by World War I, and we are going to be telling this story about that. But then throughout those pieces, the participants from the schools and the community choir will be creating their own material, and they will be the ones who will kind of shape what they're actually performing. So it could be to any genre, any style, it's going to be entirely up to them, which is going to make it really unique to come and watch.
So this story that this composition is going to tell, it could reflect the personal stories of people, the lives of people who are singing and their families who are actually involved.
I mean, what's so special is that we are going to be working a lot with the inspiration from the actual area itself. Dark Clouds are Smouldering into Red has been it's been worked in 5 different locations across East Midlands. So the final stretch of this is going to be in East Lindsey, and we're going to really be bringing home those stories of the area around East Kirkby, around RAF Coningsby, and also the participants who have come from the area who have had families, grandparents, parents who were part of that, and hopefully relay those stories through this performance, through music, through dance, and through creativity.
And if people do want to get involved in this, obviously you're working with a couple of schools, aren't you? Which ones are they?
So we're working with Bannervalham School, who are based in Horncastle, and we're also working with Monksdyke Tennyson College in Louth and Mablethorpe, and then we're also working with a youth choir who are based at Coningsby as well.
And if other people want to get involved, what do they need to be interested in?
Okay, so they need to be interested in singing. They need to be interested in really being able to bring a creative spirit to this project. And if they do have these, like we say, these stories from these World War I that they would like to bring to the project to make it really personal and really individual, then yes, we would like to hear from anybody who was able to come in and come and take part in the process of creating this performance.
And it's a pretty quick turnaround, isn't it?
It's a really quick turnaround. So yeah, so our first workshop with the community choir is happening on Saturday the 13th of September, and the next one is then the 27th of September.
And when's the performance?
And then the performance, we've got a full day rehearsal on the 5th of November over at East Kirkby, and then we're doing the actual fireworks, yes, but please come to our rehearsals. Hopefully we'll see them around. But on Thursday the 6th of November at 7 o'clock is when we'll be doing the performance, and it will be in an aircraft hangar at East Kirkby at the Lincolnshire Aviation Heritage Centre, which is pretty spectacular.
It is, yeah, and we're running out of time, but very quickly, if people want to get involved, how do they get in touch?
They can come and visit the East Lindsey District Council website at e-lindsey.gov.uk, and all the information is there. You can download all the information and give me a call.
That's great. Well, it sounds amazing. Thank you very much for coming in.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
And I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Now, next on tonight's show, a miniature railway is about to get a little bit less miniature. Enthusiasts are hoping to double the size of their track at Waltham Windmill, and guests are getting on board their ambitious plan. Richard Morris reports.
This bank holiday, the Cleethorpes Model Engineering Society opened their track for visitors. The open weekend attracted guests wanting to ride the small gauge railways. The trains operate on either steam or battery-powered electric.
We've had our main steam railway running all weekend with steam and electric engines as well, and also we've had our Gauge 1 garden gauge layout running again with live steam and also with electric models as well. And we have our model tramway running in the clubhouse and an exhibition of models of all different sorts that our people in our society build, from clocks to internal combustion engines. There's a V8 petrol engine in there as well, so there's a huge range of interests in the society.
Guests of the club come from further afield to be drivers for the weekend, a fairly common practice.
Just a reason to run my engine really. I take it all over the country, and the club had an open weekend, so just thought I'd bring it along just for the fun of it. I'm part of the Sheffield Model Engineers. That's where I run most. Well, I've not been recently, but that's where I usually run.
On club gala days in model engineering societies across the country, it's a popular activity if you have a locomotive to plan your summer around lots of other people's galas and to travel around the country enjoying different tracks and enjoying the different driving conditions on other people's lines. So yeah, it's a very popular activity.
Some of the proceeds are going towards a new railway extension which will double the length of the existing site.
That's right, we have had the plans passed now by the council to add about another 300 metres of track which will utilise the whole of the site. So there is quite a large area not in use at the moment, and we're at the moment sort of gathering costings to be able to pursue this endeavour.
Well, we think it's hard to say yet, but we would think in the range maybe of £400 to £500, possibly somewhat more. Again, we'll see at the end of today.
Richard Morris, Estuary TV News.
Thank you, Richard, but if trains aren't for you, then there's plenty of sport to keep you busy this weekend. Here with me today, I've got Dan Kemp with a look ahead at what's happening. Dan, you look a bit different today.
Yeah, no, if I sort of suddenly piled on pounds and had my hair cut in like a week, then I would look a bit different. But
yeah, Dan's on holiday, so instead we've got Dave Nunn with the sport. Tell us what's happening, Dave.
Okay, thank you, James. On Sunday, Hull City travel to Aston Villa, who are one place below them in the Premier League. So far, the Tigers have beaten Queen's Park Rangers and drew with Stoke City. In League One, Scunthorpe host Walsall on Saturday. The Iron will be desperate for a win after a draw and 3 losses in the league so far. They were also knocked out of the League Cup by Reading on Tuesday evening. Grimsby Town play 12th place Aldershot away in the Vanarama Conference on Saturday. Town will be hoping to capitalise on their hugely successful bank holiday weekend, which saw them score 13 goals in 2 games. And North Ferriby United are hoping to stay at the top of the Conference North for a win away against Worcester on Saturday. With 4 wins and a draw so far, it's North Ferriby's most successful start to a season in a decade. In the Super League this weekend, it's the big one, and the famous local derby promises to be a tight one, with both Hull KR and Hull FC in the same league position. And at Cadwell Park this weekend, drivers are gearing up for the British Superkart Grand Prix, and local drivers are expected to do well at the Lincolnshire track. In the top class is Grimsby's Lee Hartham, the most decorated driver at this weekend's event, with 2 Superkart Division 1 titles to his name. Also racing this weekend are races from Cleethorpes, Barnoldsby-le-Bec, Louth, Brigg and Market Raisin.
Thank you, Dave. Well, that's actually all we've got time for on the show as well, so if you've got any stories for us, don't forget to get in touch by calling on Grimsby 315 561. Find us on Facebook or Twitter, or email us on info@estuary.tv. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.